The National Venture Capital Association is concerned that this would hurt startup investment. The chairman of that group is with us right now, Menlo Ventures, Venky Ganesan. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
You got both candidates talking about closing that loophole. I mean, this has been going on for a number of years now. Are you worried that it's finally going to happen?
I do, and I worry that people don't understand the impact of venture capital in our economy. People may not realize this, but venture capital is the best job creation engine we have. 5 of the largest market cap companies in America are venture capital backed. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple. Together, they're $2.2 trillion in market cap, 500,000 jobs. In fact, a recent Stanford research report shows that venture capital companies create over 3 million jobs, 86% of the R&D. By doubling the tax rate on venture capitalists, we run the risk of killing the golden goose that's laying the golden eggs.
You really think it's going to get in the way of startups coming online and startups getting money if that is killed? And my other question is, in Donald Trump's plan, why can't the venture capitalists and the PE firms just sort of restructure and reincorporate to become businesses and get a 15% tax?
Well, let's talk about it. Anytime we know that you raise taxes, you increase friction. What I really worry about is the lack of capital for entrepreneurs. Mark Zuckerberg left Boston to go to Silicon Valley because he couldn't find the capital to fund his company, Facebook, there. The risk we run is by doubling the tax rate, we're going to have entrepreneurs leaving America to go to China, Singapore, or India, creating jobs and companies there. We need to create jobs and companies here.
You know, there's an optics problem I think you guys have, and I think you would agree with that. There are going to be those who say all the moneyed people in venture capital, do they really need a tax break? I mean, are you really not going to see...
well, why should you... your income than working American.
Right. I mean, you know, they're real estate agents, the same kind of a deal. They create jobs, but they don't get paid unless the deal goes through. So why shouldn't they have a tax break of some kind? So how do you combat that?
These are great questions and important questions to have because we need to have a fair society that rewards people for the right behaviors. It's very important for people to know that venture capitalists lose money in 42% of their deals. 42% of the time, they lose their capital completely.
But you know that going in, right?
Well, the average hold time is 7 years. It takes 7 years for you to actually have an exit, and you're investing in very risky assets. The question is, do we want an incentive in our society for people to do risky things, to find the next cancer drug?
I'm going to sound like I'm picking on you, Venky, but did you go into venture capitalism because of the tax break? Are you going to leave the industry if you don't have this tax break anymore?
Bill, I am not going to leave the industry, and neither is Menlo Ventures, but we've been around for a long time. What I care about is the next generation of people. I want more people to go into venture capital. I want more entrepreneurs to have access to capital. I'm worried with this change, we're going to limit that. We're going to have people go into other disciplines instead of creating companies, solving, saving our society, putting a man on Mars, and curing cancer.
All right, well, it's certainly a debate. We'll see what happens.
Fair enough. Good to see you, Venky. Thanks. You're a good
Thank you for having me.